Dear friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will tell you guys about hub versus switch versus router. What is the difference? Hub is used to connect devices to the same network, and the switch is used to connect devices to the network, while the router is used to connect to different networks. Hub works in half duplex, while the switch and router works in full duplex. Routers, hubs, switches all the network connecting devices. Dear friends, please watch my video till the end. And don't forget to subscribe my channel and comment on my video. Hub versus switch versus router. In network equipment and devices, data is usually transmitted in the form of a frame. When a frame is received, it is amplified and then transmitted to the port of the destination PC, personal computer. The big difference between hub and switch is in the method in which frames are being delivered. In a hub, a frame is passed along or broadcast to every one of its ports. It doesn't matter that the frame is only destined for one port. The hub has no way of distinguishing which port a frame should be sent to. Additionally, a 10 by 100 Mbps hub must share its bandwidth with each and every one of its ports. In comparison, a switch keeps a record of the MAC, media, access, control, addresses of all the devices connected to it. With this information, a network switch can identify which system is sitting on which port. So when a frame is received, it knows exactly which port to send it to without significantly increasing network response times. In addition, unlike a hub, a 10 by 100 megabits per second switch will allocate a full 10 by 100 Mbps to each of its ports. So regardless of the number of PCs transmitting, users will always have access to the maximum amount of bandwidth. Unlike an Ethernet hub or switch that is concerned with transmitting frames, a router is to route packets to other networks until that packet ultimately reaches its destination. One of the key features of a packet is that it not only contains data, but the destination address of where it's going. What's more, router is the only one of these three devices that will allow you to share a single IP, Internet Protocol, address among multiple network clients. Definition of hub. The hub is also called as the multiport repeater, which transmits the amplified signal to each port, excluding the one from which the signal was received. A hub is used to link the networking devices physically for communication and successfully generate multiple hierarchies of stations. Hubs are unable to perform intelligent forwarding and process layer 2 and layer 3 information. It makes the decision on the basis of physical addressing instead of hardware and logical addressing. The hub cannot distinguish the type of the frame. That is the reason it forwards unicast, multicasts, and broadcasts to every other port except originating port. The multiple LAN cables are connected to the hub with the help of the RJ45 connector. These LAN cables can be at maximum 100 meters long to form a huge network of the enormous nodes. The hub can be linked in a hierarchical manner. The hub behaves as a linking device, which works in a half-duplex mode, where either transmission and reception of the data by the host is permitted at a time. Types of hub. Active hub. The active hub is one which provides the amplification and regeneration of the signals along with the connection. Passive hub. The passive hub works as a connector and connects multiple cables together, but there is no amplification and regeneration of the signal. Definition of switch. A switch is nothing but a bridge which provides more efficient bridging. In a broad way, a switch is a device which enables the connections to be established and terminated according to the need. It provides multiple functionalities such as filtering, flooding, and transmission of the frames. It needs the destination address of the frames for its functioning, which it learns from the source MAC address. Unlike a hub, the switch can work in full duplex mode. Each port has its separate collision domain. Therefore, the collisions produced in the switch much less than produced in the hub. Similar to the hub, switch also have one broadcast domain. It can transmit both broadcast and multicast out each port except the originating port, which makes it unsuitable for a vast and scalable network. There is no mechanism provided by the Layer 2 header to distinguish the different networks. However, it can differentiate distinct hosts. The Internet wouldn't be able to work if only hardware addressing is provided. Think as a practical situation in which Internet is working as a purely Layer 2 switched environment. Then the switch has to forward broadcast out to every port in a collection of billions of devices and computers on the Internet. It could result in the Internet failure. The hubs and switches are prone to switching loop, which can result in damaging broadcast domain. The switch employs spanning tree protocol to make the surroundings loop-free. Dear friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am telling about hub versus switch are networking devices which provide a mechanism to connect several devices in order to communicate with each other. However, the hub works on physical layer, whereas switch operates on the data link layer. The hub and switch are the networking devices, which appear to be similar and physically used as a star topology. This is the main difference between hub and switch. Dear friends, please watch my video till the end and subscribe my channel and don't forget to comment on my videos. Definition of router. A router can be defined as a network layer mechanism, be it software or hardware, using metrics to decide the best path to use for transmission of network traffic. A router is a device that routes or forward data from one network to other based on their IP address. When data packet is received from the router inspects the data's IP address and determines if the packet is meant for its own network. Then it receives the data, or if the data is for another network, then it transfers the data to the other network. It means that routers only forward the data if destination computer is the intended user. Routers have access to network layer addresses and contain software that enables them to determine which of the several possible paths between those addresses is the best for the particular transmission. Routers break up broadcast and collision domains. It means broadcasts are not forwarded through the router by default. It also provides connections for the virtual LANs, VLANs. A router operates on physical layer, data link layer, and network layer, and like modem. Here also the transmission of data is in the form of packets. As routers screen each packet before forwarding it to its destination, they implemented firewall in the router would help to determine potential threats that may harm your computer or your network. Hence, the router provides security to your computer and prevent your network from being attacked. Hub versus switch versus router. What is the difference? Layers. The hub works on the physical layer, which is layer 1 of Open System Interconnection OSI model, while a switch works on the data link layer, layer 2 of the OSI model. The router works on the network layer of the OSI model. Functions. A hub can connect multiple Ethernet devices as a single segment, whereas a switch can join multiple devices within one LAN. A router can link both LAN as well as WAN. Device type. The hub is the least intelligent device, as it simply passes a received data packet to all the devices connected to it. Both the switch and router are considered as the intelligent devices, as they send the received data packets to appropriate devices. Data transmission form. The data transmitted through a hub is in the form of an electrical signal or bits. Through a switch, it is in the form of frame and packet. Through a router, it is in the form of a packet. Transmission mode. The hub uses a half duplex mode to exchange the data. A switch uses a half and full duplex mode, while the transmission mode in a router is full duplex. Address used for data transmission. An Ethernet switch works based on the MAC address. This is in contrast to an Ethernet hub. On the other side, a router works based on IP address. Conclusion. Routers, hubs, switches, all the network connecting devices. To construct a wired local area network with no access to the outside world, a switch is the appropriate choice. Switches are better suited for this function than hubs. For setting up a home network that will connect to the internet, use a router or a modem with a built-in router. Hub is used to connect devices to the same network, and the switch is used to connect devices to the network, while the router is used to connect to different networks. Hub works in half duplex, while the switch and router works in full duplex. A hub retransmits all of the data it receives from one wire onto all of the other cables connected to it. A switch sends incoming data onto the cable linking to the device with the MAC address contained. in the frame header of the datagram. A router can send data far away across many networks by examining the IP address in a packet header. Dear friends, thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel and don't forget to comment on my video. I will keep making these types of useful videos in future. So stay connected and make sure to subscribe. My channel is growing continuously due to your support. Thank you.